NASA disclosing that its payload on board of India's Chandrayaan-1 orbiter has found a frozen water deposit in polar regions of the moon. The ISRO Chandrayaan-2 mission, to be launched in the first week of January of 2019, will get an edge as it's going for a deeper exploration in the same region, the south pole of the moon. Talking to the Times of India, ISRO Chief K Sivan said, NASA findings are good and useful. The Chandrayaan-2 lander will do a soft landing on the south pole of the moon and the rover will analyze the content there. The mission will give us more data which will enrich our knowledge about the moon. He said further, exploration will help us find out if the humans can inhabit the place in the future. Sivan also said that there are three key components of the Chandrayaan-2 mission. The orbiter, lander and the rover will carry 13 payloads for mapping terrain and look for minerals, water or ice formation. Unlike last time when Chandrayaan-1 carried a foreign payload, this time there won't be anyone. And NASA's payload Moon Mineralogy Mapper or M3 finding ice is the shadow of the character. Former ISRO Chief Kiran Kumar told the Times of India that had we not launched the Chandrayaan foreign payloads like NASA's M3 would not have made this discovery. On Chandrayaan-2, he said the significant improvement has been made on the scientific payloads this time for deeper exploration. The payload in the Chandrayaan-1 could scan wavelength up to 3 microns, but we have increased the capacity of the Chandrayaan-2 payload. It can scan the wavelength up to 5 microns or 5000 nanometer. Our eye can see the wavelength of 400 to 700 meters. So whatever is emitted from the surface will be picked up by this payload. It will improve the assessment of the lunar surface, he said. The laser instrument on the rover will fire the laser pulses at the surface, which will thus emit ions. These emissions will be scanned and will help the rovers analyze the content. So what do you think of ISRO's Chandrayaan-2 mission, which is going deeper to the moon in the South Pole where NASA even never went there? Will India find more minerals or mine minerals for Earth, or to produce electricity, or to send any rocket or space shuttle from moon to any other planet? In what it is likely to become India's biggest science program in the next few years, ISRO has started working on the building of igloos on the moon. This is also called as the outpost or the moon base. These lunar habitats, as the scientists call them, will be built by sending robots and 3D printers to the moon, and by using the lunar soil and the other materials. The project has seen progress with working model created using a 3D printer sitting in the Space Agency's Lunar Terrain Test Facility. The scientists have drawn up 5 designs of the lunar habitats and hope their work could contribute to plans of creating outposts in the moon. ISRO Satellite Center Director M. Annadurai likened the igloos on the moon to India's outpost in the Antarctica. And he said, "We are planning to use the moon as an outpost, like the mission in Antarctica." In the long run, the space station is likely to be scrapped. Many countries, including the US, are considering building more permanent structures on the moon and working out of there. When that happens, we want India to have contributed, he said. He added that the scientists and the astronauts going to the Earth's satellite in the future will spend more than just a few years there. Annadurai also said that the Space Agency has mastered the process of creating lunar simulant, and it has about 6 tons of it, the material that approximately the properties of the lunar soil. Its properties matches 99.6% with the samples brought from the moon by the Apollo missions. In 2004, we had purchased 10 kg of the lunar simulant at $150 a kg from the US for the test. Later, we found some materials have been found in the Salem in Tamil Nadu. We found those rocks and developed a process to make those soils here. Today we have thousands of kilograms with us, and it costs less the fractions of if you would have purchased it right now. Anyway, no country could part with the quantities we needed, added Annadurai. The senior scientist and the project lead I Venugopal has applied for the global patent for the process of manufacturing the lunar stimulant. Thanks to the technology, ISRO has been able to manufacture 60 tons of the stimulant at Rs 10 lakh. So what do you think of ISRO building a new military base or a space base or the space outpost in the moon? Will it only suffice for India's space research, or it is looking for something related to alien lifespans across the space, or they are already in contact in the moon? The last time any country put boots on the moon was in 2013, when China landed its U-2 rover there. Before that, you had have to look back to 1970s to find anything built by Earthlings that camped out of the surface of the moon. ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, is getting ready to land its very first lunar rover by the end of March 2018 as part of its Chandrayaan-2 mission. This is not ISRO's first journey towards moon or to the interstellar space, but it is Indian government's most ambitious moon exploration projects to the date. Chandrayaan-1 blasted off from Sriharikota island off the coast of east of India in 2008 at an estimated cost of $83 million. The ISRO's 5-foot cube made into lunar orbit and detected some magmatic water on the moon crater. Then on November 14, 2008, the probe crashed into the moon and got lost in the lunar orbit before NASA found the spacecraft again in 2016. This will be ISRO's first attempt to get into more delicate and precious up-close look at the lunar surface. Indian Space Research Team is preparing 3 unmanned vehicles for the trip: an orbit craft that will hover above the moon's surface, plus a rover and a lander that will safely plop the rover onto the moon. If all goes well, this mission on the moon will be completed in 14 Earth days. That's just enough for the moon to make one full orbit on our planet Earth. The Chandrayaan-2 mission is just one of the projects that the ISRO is hoping to launch in the next several years. They are also working on the project called Aditya that will study the Sun, and a 5-year satellite called ExoPOSat that they want to use to learn more about the cosmic radiations. So what do you think of India's ambitious projects now against Moon? Will this be a success one and will be a proud moment for India as of Mangalyaan, which was sent to Mars in 2013?
India Yama Motor has taken an initiative of installing green energy by installing one of the largest rooftop solar project of 6 megawatts.
Post your comments below, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.